people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. It's time for your Monday morning. Action planned, action packed. Pochettino's productive week and his merry men Jesus Perez and also new first team Dr. Chris Hughes. This has got to be the ultimate week, the week where we get things done. It's already been a brilliant start, but I am here to continue, hopefully, this consistency as security, okay? I'm telling you now, I'm at the airport in a couple of weeks' time, and I'm checking boarding passes, and I'm already here to tell you, Lukaku, that your baggage and luggage is overweight. I'm already here to tell you, Hakim Ziyech, that your ESTA application did not go through in time because I was busy checking somebody else's, and it just didn't go through. What can I say? Aubameyang is absolutely nothing personal. These guys, along with a couple of others, have to secure their exits before they even get to me as security. And I embarrass them in front of the rest of the team because you are not catching that flight for pre-season. You must be out the door. So the clear out must continue. Thankfully, Azpilicueta got the memo, got the message. His here we go is coming because he's on his way to Atletico Madrid by mutual termination of his contract. And Pulisic, the headline news from yesterday night, Ornstein with the dagger, Pulisic. Yeah, David with the dagger, Pulisic. 21 million sterling pound from Lyon. Who knew Lyon had money? Listen, I'm not going to ask any questions. Funnel that to me quickly. Send that cash to my Barclays bank. Do not play games with me. That is so much better than the offer that AC Milan came to us with. Oh my goodness. They came with a starting 12 million. That's not how you open a conversation. That's how you get left on red. That was not the asking price. 15 million euros. The audacity. I mean, listen, we know that Pulisic's contract is really coming to a close, expiring in 2024, his high wages of 150-ish K a week. For me, as a negotiator, it's the first offer that Lyon have made. I don't want to show them my hand. Accept the bid immediately. Accept the bid immediately. 21 million pounds. Are you playing games? Take the money. Run. Listen, Pulisic is a very talented player, but he's been susceptible to injuries. He hasn't been able to stay consistently in the side. He is not part of the plans. Let him go. 21 million. We have a good relationship with Lyon, with Gusto, obviously, incoming, already here. Get that deal done, wrap it up, document signed, sealed and delivered, and out the door you go. Just more money into the bank. So for me personally, I'd love to get that deal done as soon as possible if that is a concrete, clear bid, as it seems, from David Dagger himself. I would love to see that concluded this week. So that's one of the real actions that need to be taking place in this week. A very important week, in fact. So that's the first one. AC Milan, listen, two broke girls, AC Milan and Inter Milan. You started off well with the Ruben Loftus-Cheek deal, but now you've started to take the piss again. And much like your noisy neighbours, Inter Milan, who also were waiting for the money to be transferred for Lukaku, two broke girls, like I said, you know, open up a bakery. But in France, they are the ones with the real bread. They are the ones with the real money, and they're coming fast. So listen, let's also speak on another situation that is materializing that has not actually moved ahead with any sort of clear, formal, public, rubber-stamped bid. That's Caicedo. We're still waiting for Caicedo. This is the week where Caicedo, it actually needs to materialize. Let's actually get that deal done. We've had a lot of conversations behind the scenes, talks, you know, preliminary talks. That's enough talking now. It's time to actually get the deal done. Now, it seems like we're going to go in with only a serious offer immediately. And yeah, that's great. Go for it. Absolutely go for it. Blow them out the water. Don't even have this Bloom bust up where he really just rejects a 60 plus add-ons bid and then we go back and forth and back and forth. Let's go crystal clear. Nice 80 million, strong bid, early doors, and let's try and be aggressive as we were promised we would be. Now also, bringing it back to Lyon, because Cherki has been, well, it's been the talk of the town. People have been chirping on about Cherki. And listen, he's been really quite impressive recently for the under-21s of France, and also really good performance yesterday along with Mudryk, who won a penalty and also got a fantastic assist. So he's the glitz and glamour right now, and he's been on the scene for quite a while. He was the youngest ever Lyon goal scorer at 16 years old. So he's actually quite experienced for a teenager. Now he's come to the surface because, of course, his contract is coming to a close as well. Although I'm not sure there could be an automatic trigger to extend. But what is important here is that the player is kind of in our ballpark in terms of age and talent, and this is what we tend to scout and go for. And we are looking for a potential backup 10/wide attacking midfielder that could maybe tuck in, add a bit of creativity to the team if you don't think there's enough creativity already. Now Cherki, listen, He's a jaw dropper. Okay, he's a studded star. I don't know, but he is a throwback footballer, I like to call them. Like a João Felix was, maybe can still be, but his work rate off the ball definitely, leaves a lot on the table, leaves a lot to be desired. And if you take a look at his percentiles, it's no surprise the eye test matches exactly what you see on that screen. It's the massive, fantastic dribble. It's the massive, fantastic progressive pass and progressive carries, and he's a two-footed player. And I know him so well because I signed him on FIFA. So if you need any expertise, I am the man to go to on this one because I signed him on FIFA. I didn't play him a lot, but he was part of the squad, and I must say he changed the game plenty of times for me. Let's go, counter, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Nice, easy. This pitch is kind of cold, not going to lie. So there's no reason why he couldn't do it for Chelsea. Now, the downside, like I said, is Pochettino, of course, loves the hard workers, the distance covered, and the players that will work incredibly hard off the ball. That seems like something that, our new signing from Benfica, who predominantly plays on the left wing, Portuguese. But will it be Cherki? People will say not so much. And if, like I said, you take a look at his statistics, you take a look at his tackles, his interceptions, there isn't much there. He's a bit of a free roll type guy, the guy that you leave to kind of roam in between the half spaces, pick up the ball, on the ball, could do anything, devastating, individual brilliance galore, but off the ball could be a liability, could be somebody that, kind of not costs you, but costs you. And, for me, the reason why it's difficult to see how this happens is because Pochettino, like I said, it's just not what he kind of wants. And you take a look at João Felix, he's no longer on the scene. Maybe those are the reasons. So Cherki, listen, it's a talent. It's somebody that a lot of people are calling for right now. It's the kind of player I would absolutely love because he looks like he can play a variety of positions to potentially an elite level. He's played quite a few times on the right for Lyon, predominantly played in the middle of attacking midfield, central attacking midfield, also sometimes off the left, and a handful of occasions as a second striker. But because he's so technically secure and so just incredible to watch, really is a breath of fresh air. Like I said, a throwback footballer. Both feet, can go both ways, brilliant first touch, fantastic eye for a pass, etc. Carry, dribble. But like I said, off the ball, leaves a bit to be desired. Some players are worth it, and he could be one of those in the future. But like I said, I wouldn't be too surprised if we didn't make a move. There is no strong link at the moment. But let me know what you think of Cherki, and would you like to have him? I'd prefer that we get a player like that than we go and spunk about 60, 70 million on a striker, when we've just signed Jackson. If you're looking for attacking talent, because it looks like we are looking for one more at least, and you're looking for maybe your Mason Mount replacement and a second 10 or a wide playmaker, add a bit of creativity to the team, create more big chances, more potential tap-ins. This is the kind of player with close control that in the box can just make space out of nothing and can really then set people up for tap-ins and put it on a plate. And if you share those goals out, right, and people talk about we need a striker, also think about the situation at hand, right? We signed Jackson, we've signed Nkuku. This will be the first full season of Madueke, the first full season of Mudryk. Sterling cannot get any worse than he was already. First full season for Enzo Fernandez, who is going to help us create chances as well. And also, we have Broja, who was injured the whole of last season, and a new manager, new system, new ideas. So in terms of Chelsea's struggle to score goals, completely agree. But we have literally just named absolute plethora of players that can help solve those previous weaknesses. And it's not like as if we haven't addressed it. It doesn't need a big name potentially. That doesn't come with guarantees, of course, as we know very well. You have potentially already solved the issue without knowing. You won't know until pre-season. But if you're looking for extra creativity, Cherki is definitely a player to take a look at. But we'll have to see if there's a link. There's a connection with Lyon, and that's as far as that goes at the moment.
Also, another issue that I have, they're saying that they need 55 million euros for Onana. That's 47 million pounds for a position that I feel, or many of us feel, is part of the spine of rebuilding this team. How can we not have 47 million pounds to put together for a goalkeeping position that, let's be honest, we're going to find out the hard way with Kepa, that once again, for another season, he isn't the world-class perfect goalkeeper needed in terms of cross-collection, even distribution, and susceptible to long shots. There's contrasting reports that we can't afford a goalkeeper of Onana or Big Mike's stature. we're looking at cheaper alternatives. You could probably put together 2, maybe 3 young talents that most likely will go to Strasbourg on loan, hopefully make us profit in the future, that tally up to that amount of money. I understand we're trying to make a profit on selling players potentially in the future and buying them younger and cheaper now, but we have to make sure the first 11 is taken care of. And for me, this is a massive position of magnitude and importance. So I'm disappointed if we don't get a goalkeeper.
But also, let's talk about very important, key critical fitness. We lead last season in injuries, and you didn't need the statistics to tell you that. You can see it with your own 2 eyes or 4 eyes. You know that we have players missing constantly, emphatically. They just can't stop. They can't stop being missing, whether it's on the pitch or off the pitch. And sometimes, it doesn't really make a difference because the performances have been awful. But we know that this Pochettino, he don't play with fitness, and he has got, experience. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, Chris Hughes is the new first team doctor. And of course, Jesus Perez is highly regarded by him and is joining, the fitness coaching staff, and has spent the last month studying and analysing data on these players. And I'm expecting the first 2 weeks, according to Matt Law in the report, it will be, building up the fitness, building up the consistency, and building up the strength to then do the grueling duels and the grueling tests that Pochettino puts in place in pre-season when we maybe go to America. So they're not going to be ready from the beginning, because obviously they'll probably start putting injuries immediately, but take it, probably gets tougher as we go along, step by step. We walk before we can run, literally. But then when we run, and we cover the distance. Now, finally, Lavia. Lavia looks like he's going to Liverpool. There's lots of signs. Fabrizio's leaving his emojis and whatnot about the place scattered. And it looks like Liverpool are trying to finish off their trio of a transformed midfield in terms of Szoboszlai, and then also McAllister, and then now Lavia. Now, Thuram, it remains to be seen if he's going to join as well, but it seems like Lavia is progressing, and behind the scenes they are having big talks, an important bid is coming. Now, we've already screwed up the Lavia situation potentially because of obviously what happened last summer. We bid on deadline day and it was a 50 million bid, and of course now Southampton are saying, probably, most likely, you bid 50 then, he's worth 60 now, because you bid 50 before he even made his Premier League debut, or he'd only just played a couple of games, I think it was at the time. So now he's played a full season, he's worth more than what you were originally going to pay. So we look like we've gone a bit cold on the Lavia side of things. He was maybe going to be a secondary midfielder behind Caicedo, but for me that just absolutely amps up the more need for us to move on Caicedo seriously this week and get this deal done, because after Caicedo, the panic kind of starts to stop, right? It seems like most likely, not only, according to Felix Johnson, not only is potentially we've been overpriced and overvalued Southampton on Lavia, that's why we walked away, but also because we're excited to see what Andre Santos can do in pre-season. And many people in the comments have been letting me know, listen, he's played as a 6. I personally feel like it's a lot to put responsibility on him to play that holding position, purely because obviously it's his first season in England, and this is a critical position for us. If Caicedo isn't playing in that position, it's a lot of stress. We have been struggling with that role for quite some time, so it's a lot to put on young shoulders. But if he stacks up in pre-season, and if he continues to develop and smashes it in his first season, blooding into the team, then bedding into the team, then there's absolutely no reason why he can't be the deputy to Caicedo if he settles. And it looks like Cassidy's going to be going on loan to a Premier League club or a Serie A club. So hopefully Andre Santos impresses in pre-season. Hopefully then that leads to him staying. And hopefully we may even have our secondary defensive midfielder already at the club. Because, for me, that is absolutely critical that we have depth in that position, even with Caicedo coming in potentially. So that is what's going on at the moment. That is your news video, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure you smash up the like, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Cherki in the comments down below. Would you prefer a kind of attacking minded player like him coming in over a striker, big name striker? Do you want both? Not to forget the young wingers that we've acquired. Potentially one of them could impress in pre-season and be the fourth behind Sterling, Madueke and Mudryk. I've mentioned that before as an option and dynamic. We've still got Carney to look at as well. Talk to me about what you think in terms of the outgoings as well. Will you be checking the images online for who steps foot on that plane? Malang Sarr, don't you dare. Baba Rahman, don't even think about it. Hudson-Odoi, Premier League clubs are interested. I'd stay home. Let me know what you think down below. In a bit, people. Peace.